Your legs usually do not become weak overnight. The change happens quietly. First, you begin using the railing when you climb stairs. Then, getting out of a low chair requires a little momentum. Your normal walk feels longer, your balance becomes less reliable, and activities you once completed without thinking start demanding real effort. Most people blame these changes entirely on age, but age is only one part of the story. Your muscles are living tissue. They still need protein, minerals, healthy fats, adequate circulation, and the right biological signals to repair themselves. When those materials are missing, leg strength can decline much faster than it should. Today, I am going to show you 6 everyday foods that can support stronger muscles, better circulation, improved stability, and healthier movement after 60. We are counting down from number 6 to number 1, and the final food may surprise you because it was criticized for years, even though it contains one of the most important nutrients for aging muscle. Stay with me until the end, because I will also explain how to combine these foods into a practical daily routine instead of simply adding random items to your grocery cart. I'm Dr. Robert Hale, and let's begin. Number 6 is extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil does not contain a large amount of protein, so many people would never consider it a muscle-supporting food. Its value comes from what it may help prevent. Persistent inflammation can interfere with muscle recovery, increase discomfort, damage cellular structures, and make physical activity feel harder. Extra virgin olive oil contains naturally occurring plant compounds known as polyphenols, including oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol. These compounds have been studied for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. This matters because your leg muscles depend on healthy cells to produce energy, recover from movement, and respond to dietary protein. Inside those cells are mitochondria, which function like tiny power stations. As you grow older, oxidative stress can gradually reduce their efficiency. The polyphenols in quality olive oil may help protect those structures while supporting a healthier inflammatory response. Olive oil also improves the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients from other foods. When you drizzle it over spinach, vegetables, eggs, or fish, you are not merely adding flavor. You are helping your body absorb vitamins and protective compounds that may otherwise be poorly utilized. Quality is important. Choose extra virgin olive oil sold in a dark glass bottle, preferably with a clearly printed harvest date. Light, heat, and long storage gradually reduce its polyphenol content. A fresh oil often has a slightly peppery sensation in the throat. That mild sharpness can be a sign of naturally occurring polyphenols. You do not need to drink several spoonfuls at once. Use it throughout the day. Add it to cooked vegetables, drizzle it over beans, mix it into salad dressing, or use a modest amount when cooking at low or medium heat. Approximately 1 to 2 tablespoons may fit comfortably into a meal, depending on your total calorie needs and medical situation. The important lesson is not that olive oil directly builds large muscles. Its role is to create a healthier environment in which your muscles can recover, produce energy, and respond to the protein you eat. Number 5 is beets. If your legs tire quickly during a walk or feel heavy when you climb stairs, the problem may not be limited to muscle size. Circulation and oxygen delivery also affect how long your muscles can continue working. Beets contain dietary nitrates. After you eat them, your body can convert those nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule that helps blood vessels relax and widen. Better vessel function may allow oxygen and nutrients to reach working muscles more efficiently. Think about 2 identical engines. One receives a steady supply of fuel, while the other receives fuel through a narrow, partially blocked line. Even when both engines are structurally sound, the second one will struggle. Your muscles can experience a similar problem when blood flow is limited. Nitric oxide also plays a role in the communication between your cardiovascular system, brain, and working muscles. This is one reason beetroot has been studied not only in athletes, but also in older adults performing walking and mobility exercises. Beets contain another compound called betaine, which is involved in several metabolic processes. It may support healthy homocysteine metabolism and normal cellular function. That does not mean beets can reverse every cause of weakness, but they provide a combination of nutrients that may support circulation and physical performance. Preparation makes a difference. Long boiling can cause some water-soluble compounds to move into the cooking water. Roasting, steaming, or blending raw beet into a smoothie may preserve more of what you are trying to consume. You can roast beets until tender, slice them, and serve them with a small amount of olive oil and lemon juice. The citrus adds flavor and vitamin C. People who dislike the earthy taste can combine a small beet with berries, plain yogurt, and a little water. Start with a modest portion because beets can affect digestion in some people. They can also temporarily turn urine or stool pink or red, which is usually harmless but can be surprising. A practical serving is 1 medium beet several times per week. Consuming it before a walk or light exercise may be especially useful because that is when improved blood flow is most relevant. Number 4 is plain Greek yogurt. After 60, eating protein becomes more important, but simply consuming a large amount at dinner may not be the best strategy. Older muscles often respond better when protein is distributed across the day. Greek yogurt is useful because it offers a meaningful amount of complete protein in a soft, convenient food. 1 cup commonly contains around 15 to 20 grams of protein, depending on the brand. It also provides essential amino acids, including leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Leucine is especially important because it acts as part of the signal that tells muscle tissue to begin repairing and building. With age, muscles can become less sensitive to smaller protein servings. This reduced response is sometimes called anabolic resistance. It does not mean your body has lost the ability to maintain muscle. It means the signal may need to be stronger and more consistent. Greek yogurt can be particularly helpful for people who have a small appetite, difficulty chewing meat, or little interest in cooking another meal. It can work as breakfast, an afternoon snack, or a recovery food after walking or resistance exercise. Some varieties also contain live bacterial cultures. These probiotics support the gut microbiome, which participates in digestion, nutrient absorption, immune function, and inflammation regulation. Researchers are increasingly studying the relationship between gut health and physical function, sometimes described as the gut-muscle connection. A healthy digestive system cannot replace protein or exercise, but it may help your body use nutrients more effectively. Choose plain Greek yogurt rather than heavily sweetened varieties. Some flavored products contain enough added sugar to resemble a dessert. You can improve the taste with berries, cinnamon, chopped walnuts, ground flaxseed, or a small amount of honey. Full-fat or reduced-fat yogurt can both be reasonable choices. The best option depends on your calorie needs, cholesterol levels, medications, and the rest of your diet. The most important qualities are adequate protein, minimal added sugar, and a product you can consume consistently. Try eating Greek yogurt after a walk, a physical therapy session, or a short strength routine. Your muscles are ready to use amino acids after activity, but you do not need to panic about an exact 30-minute deadline. What matters most is consuming enough protein throughout the day and placing a protein-rich meal reasonably close to your activity. Number 3 is spinach and other dark leafy greens. Protein supplies building material, but muscles also require blood flow, electrolytes, vitamins, and minerals. Dark leafy greens provide several of these in one low-calorie food. Spinach, arugula, kale, and Swiss chard contain dietary nitrates that support nitric oxide production. Beets generally provide a more concentrated amount, but leafy greens have the advantage of being easy to include frequently. Nitric oxide helps regulate blood vessel function. When circulation is efficient, oxygen can reach your quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and smaller stabilizing muscles more easily. At the same time, metabolic waste can be removed more effectively. Leafy greens also provide magnesium. Magnesium participates in hundreds of processes throughout the body, including normal nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and muscle relaxation. Low magnesium intake may contribute to cramping or impaired muscle function, although nighttime cramps can have many causes, including dehydration, medication effects, nerve problems, vascular disease, and prolonged sitting. 1 cup of cooked spinach provides considerably more magnesium than 1 cup of raw spinach because cooking reduces its volume. That does not make raw spinach unhealthy. It simply means you can eat a larger amount of the cooked leaves in a smaller serving. Rather than forcing down a plain bowl of steamed greens, prepare them in a way you will enjoy. Sauté spinach with garlic and olive oil. Add kale to soup. Place arugula beneath grilled salmon. Mix chopped greens into eggs. These combinations also bring several foods from this list together. One common mistake is assuming that swallowing a mineral supplement produces the same result as improving the entire diet. Supplements can be necessary in specific situations, but whole foods deliver magnesium alongside nitrates, folate, potassium, vitamin K, and protective plant compounds. People taking certain blood-thinning medications should keep vitamin K intake consistent and discuss major dietary changes with their clinician. The answer is not necessarily to avoid greens. Sudden, unpredictable changes can be more problematic than a stable daily intake. Aim to include a serving of dark leafy greens most days. Consistency is more useful than eating an enormous amount once a week. Before we continue to the final 2 foods, consider your own experience. Have you noticed more difficulty rising from a chair, walking uphill, or maintaining balance? Those changes should not automatically be dismissed. Nutrition can help, but sudden weakness on one side, severe swelling, chest pain, numbness, or rapidly worsening mobility requires proper medical evaluation. Number 2 is wild-caught salmon. Salmon earns its position because it delivers several nutrients aging muscles need in a single meal. Complete protein, leucine, omega, 3 fatty acids, and vitamin D. The protein provides amino acids for muscle repair. The omega, 3 fats, particularly EPA and DHA, support cardiovascular health and help regulate inflammation. Research has also examined whether omega-3 intake may improve the way older muscle responds to protein and exercise. Chronic low-level inflammation can make recovery slower and contribute to the gradual breakdown of tissue. It can also increase stiffness and discomfort, which discourages movement. Once someone becomes less active, muscle loss can accelerate. Salmon does not solve this entire cycle, but it can support several parts of it. Vitamin D is another reason salmon is valuable. Low vitamin D status is common in older adults, especially among people who spend little time outdoors, live in colder regions, have darker skin, or have difficulty absorbing nutrients. Vitamin D contributes to normal muscle function, bone health, and balance. Not all salmon contains exactly the same amount of vitamin D or omega-3 fat. The amount varies by species, diet, origin, and serving size. Wild sockeye salmon is often a rich source, but other types can still be nutritious. The original debate between wild and farmed salmon is more complicated than simply calling one good and the other bad. Wild salmon often has a different fat profile, while farmed salmon may contain more total fat. Availability, price, sustainability, and preparation also matter. Choose the best quality salmon you can obtain and prepare it without covering it in excessive sugar or highly processed sauces. A practical serving is approximately 4 to 6 ounces, 2 times per week. Pair it with spinach, roasted beets, or another vegetable. Add olive oil after cooking for flavor and additional polyphenols. Canned salmon can also be useful. It is affordable, shelf-stable, and still supplies protein and omega-3 fats. Varieties containing soft edible bones provide additional calcium. Just monitor sodium if you have been advised to limit it. The key benefit of salmon is efficiency. Instead of obtaining protein, omega-3 fats, and vitamin D from 3 separate foods, you can receive all 3 in one meal. And number one is whole eggs. For years, many older adults were told to fear eggs. Some stopped eating them completely, while others discarded every yolk and consumed only the whites. Nutrition guidance has become more individualized, and we now understand that the relationship between eggs, dietary cholesterol, blood cholesterol, and cardiovascular risk is not identical for every person. Eggs deserve the top position because they are accessible, affordable, easy to prepare, and nutritionally complete. They provide high-quality protein containing all essential amino acids. They are also one of the easiest ways to add leucine to breakfast. This matters because many seniors eat very little protein in the morning. Breakfast may consist of toast, cereal, fruit, or coffee. Dinner then becomes the only protein-heavy meal. Your muscles would benefit more from receiving useful protein servings at multiple points during the day. 2 or 3 eggs can transform breakfast from a mostly carbohydrate-based meal into a muscle-supporting meal. Add spinach, tomatoes, or mushrooms, and cook them with a small amount of olive oil. In one plate, you can combine protein, leucine, choline, healthy fat, nitrates, and antioxidants. The yolk is important. It contains choline, vitamin B12, selenium, carotenoids, and a portion of the egg's vitamin D. Choline supports cell membrane structure and normal nerve function. Your nerves must communicate effectively with your muscles every time you stand, balance, turn, or take a step. Whole eggs also provide phospholipids that contribute to cell membranes. Removing the yolk eliminates many of the nutrients that make the egg valuable. That does not mean everyone should immediately begin eating several eggs daily. People with specific lipid disorders, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, egg allergies, or individualized dietary restrictions should follow advice based on their complete medical history. The point is that eggs should not be rejected automatically because of outdated, one-size-fits-all messages. Preparation can keep them both nutritious and enjoyable. Boil them, poach them, make a vegetable omelet, or gently scramble them. Avoid burning the butter or oil and turning breakfast into a meal dominated by processed meat, excessive sodium, and refined carbohydrates. Eggs are number one, not because they perform a miracle, but because they solve one of the most common nutritional problems in older adults: insufficient, high-quality protein early in the day. Now, let's turn these 6 foods into a simple routine. At breakfast, have 2 eggs with sautéed spinach and a small amount of extra virgin olive oil. After a morning walk or light exercise session, eat plain Greek yogurt with berries or ground flaxseed. At lunch, add roasted beets to a salad, bean dish, or protein-based meal. At dinner twice per week, replace processed meat with salmon and serve it beside dark, leafy vegetables. You do not need to eat every food every day. Eggs, yogurt, greens, and olive oil may be used regularly, while salmon and beets can appear several times per week. However, food alone cannot fully protect your legs. Muscles need a reason to remain strong. Walking is excellent for circulation and endurance, but strength requires some resistance. That resistance can come from standing up from a chair, performing supported squats, climbing stairs safely, using resistance bands, or following a professionally designed exercise plan. Start at your current level. Even practicing 5 controlled chair stands can be meaningful if you have been mostly inactive. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is to send a repeated message to your body that this muscle tissue is still needed. Also, pay attention to hydration, sleep, medication side effects, nerve health, joint pain, circulation, and overall calorie intake. Leg weakness has many possible causes. A nutritious diet supports the body, but it should not be used to conceal symptoms that need investigation. Here's the full list one more time. Number 6, extra virgin olive oil for polyphenols, nutrient absorption, and a healthier inflammatory response. Number 5, beets for dietary nitrates and blood flow support. Number 4, Greek yogurt for convenient protein, essential amino acids, and probiotic cultures. Number 3, spinach and dark leafy greens for magnesium, nitrates, vitamins, and minerals. Number 2, salmon for protein, omega-3 fats, and vitamin D. And number 1, whole eggs for complete protein, leucine, choline, and an easy way to strengthen your breakfast. The purpose of this list is not to promise that one meal will suddenly restore years of lost strength. Real improvement comes from combining better nutrition with consistent movement. Your body adapts to what you repeatedly ask it to do and what you repeatedly provide. You may not control every change that comes with age, but you can influence how well your muscles are nourished, how often they are challenged, and how seriously you respond to early signs of decline. Begin with one practical change. Add protein to breakfast. Take a short walk. Practice standing from a chair safely. Replace one highly processed meal with salmon and vegetables. Small decisions become powerful when you repeat them. Leave a comment and tell me which of these 6 foods is already part of your routine and which one you plan to add next. Subscribe to Robert Hale Health for clear, practical information designed to help adults over 60 protect their strength, independence, and quality of life. I'm Dr. Robert Hale. Eat with purpose, keep your body moving, and never assume that growing older means you must stop growing stronger.